Good day, it's Brian from Event Toolbox. Again today working on Porsche Cayenne 958 body style. I thought I would make this video really quickly just because I didn't see one in my search on the internet. And this has come up continually over and over and over again. I get asked this on the forums a lot. So people will say, hey, I either just bought a car or I let my car to somebody or whatever it happens to be. Maybe they got overly zealous with the door locks. Maybe some kids are sitting there going click, 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 click and playing with them. And they get in their car and they go to their door lock and they reach down, touch the door lock, and boom, this falls out because it's broken. So this little piece gets broken quite easily. This little piece gets broken quite easily, and then it just falls out and your door lock won't work. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to take this out, replace it with the new one. There's just a pressure fit. So we'll just shoot a little video on how to replace this passenger side usually, but it's the same on the driver's. Passenger side usually broken door locking button. So first thing we need to do, I think you can do it without, but to get the angle for this little pressure fit switch, I like to pop this inner trim piece off behind the door handle. And to do that, you flex the handle out, just grab yourself a trim tool, and come in a little on the top and a little on the bottom, and this little guy will just pop right out. So just gently pull on the top. Get in here at the bottom. Once you've loosened it with the trim tool, this will just pop off. That's you need this off if you're going to remove the door panel because one of the screws is behind there. But if you look at the little piece, it's just a couple little clips. These ones aim forward, so I always try to take out the back first and then kind of come out like this rather than try to pull this one out because these little tabs will break off, and so you don't want to do that. So remove it from the back first, trim tool in here, trim tool in here, trim tool in here, pop it out, pull it out. Now we have access to the little door switch. It's just a little rocker switch right here. You can see it. There's a little tab on the left-hand side and a little tab on the right-hand side. And all we have to do is get in there with something small, like almost like a jeweler's screwdriver or a little tiny trim tool, and compress these, and then this will pull straight out. I'm gonna stop and go in and take a look at the new part so that you can see what it is I'm talking about before we come back and pop this guy out. Okay, so this is the new replacement part, and you can get these. These are just inexpensive plastic. You can buy the official Porsche one. You can find a bunch of these off the internet for 35, 40 bucks. I mean, it's just a little tiny little rocker switch with one little pin connector. So, I mean, as long as it matches up and works is probably the important part. So you can see on the rocker, there's these little tiny little tabs right here and a little tiny tab right there. And when people jam it back and forth, pop, 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 or catch it on something and pop it open, this little tiny little plastic tab breaks off. So here's the broken one. So you can see that tab is broken off right there. This one's still good. That one's broken, so that's why it won't sit on the other switch. You can, by the way, if this is just broken off like this, and you go, well, I don't want to buy a new one. You can take this because it's just a little rocker. You can flex this back, put it on, and put a little dab of glue right on that little dot. Just be super careful. A little bit of super glue right on there, and put the switch back in, and it will work. I would not try that while this switch is in the car. Pull it out, hold it like this, put the top on it, hold it in place, and put a little tiny, use like a pin or something, and just put a dab on there. And it will work for a while. Of course, I would always suggest just pony up, buy the new part, and pop it in there. As you can see, it's just a pressure fit. So these little tin pieces just hold it in place in the door. So all we need to do is get in here, behind here, with something really small, like a little screwdriver or a little trim tool. Be careful not to stress this. I have in the past, I've tried to take this off to make it easier, but these break so easily that I found that if I just leave this piece on and just fill with this a little bit more, I can get it off and not risk breaking that little tiny tab off, or then you get to buy another one of these. So we'll return to the car. I'll come in here on the side. Now that other piece is off, you have a better angle at it, and see if I can just get a little tiny screwdriver in here, push it on this, and then gently wiggle this out. And then we just pull off one wire and put it right back in again. So let's go up to the car and see if we can get that replaced. Also, forgot to add, here is the part number, the OEM one that I took out for the right side, the passenger side of the car. Part number is different for right side and left side. So back out at the car, I leave the handle, I don't try to pull it out and work, I just leave the handle in place. And then if you look inside, because we looked at the new part, you can see the little tin piece on this side and the little tin piece on that side, right in there. So what I like to do is I go in next to the tin piece. There's a little crack right here, and it doesn't matter because this one's broken anyways, we don't care about it. So we're gonna go right in here, and next to the tin piece, oops, let me see if I can get my screwdriver, and I'm using like a little tiny little itty bitty screwdriver, and I just start to pull it out, and a couple of little pries on this side, gentle, and you can see it coming out. And then I come in on the other side, and I'm gonna do exactly the same thing. So I can't do it with one hand like this, but a couple of pries on this side gently, and a couple of pries on that side, and you just work it right out of the slot. All right, now, once you have it out, this is what it looks like inside. Here's your two little contacts for that rocker, by the way. You just flip it over, take your little tiny screwdriver, and you can try to put something in here to push down on that little thing, but I found that I can just take my little screwdriver and just pop it right here and just pull this little connector out. So I'm just gonna take my screwdriver, put it right in here, and pry this apart and just get it out of there. Be right back. So back out of the car, the finished product should look like this. Nice and clean, everything works, rocker switch is in place. Just remember that when you put this piece in, this little tab, or this little trim piece, that has those two little finger tabs in there, so you put it in this way, come in behind here, put it in this way first, so those little tabs go in, and then push this into place. Otherwise, this will end up sticking out and it won't be flush, and you'll be trying to push it with your finger to snap it in, and you'll just break the two tabs off, and then now this thing will fall out. So that's the only advice on putting that back in. But yeah, once it's all in, try it out. Everything should work great, and I hope this was helpful.